Cracked Doors game. Are you a special kind of thrill seeker? So utterly bored with reality that you dance with death just to get your kicks? If so, I have just the thing for you. This game, if you wish to call it that, is called Cracked Doors. Your average Joe wouldn't be caught dead playing this game, but you're no average Joe, are you? The rules are complicated, but I'll try my best to explain them anyways. Here are a couple ground rules you should follow before attempting to start the game. Ground rule number 1. The game must start and end while it's dark outside. The exact time is irrelevant, just as long as the sun isn't showing. The length of the game can range from anywhere between 1 to 3 hours, so it's best not to start right before dawn. Ground rule number 2. Don't play this game if you are easily frightened or suffer from any anxiety. You want to keep your wits about you at all times if you want a chance at winning. Ground rule number 3. It's best to play this game in a room with as few doors as possible. Playing with only 1 or 2 doors is optimal, but there are cases of people winning the game with 3 or 4 doors. Windows do not count, closets do. Ground rule number 4. It's best to play in your home. While you technically could play this game in an office space or some other random building, it's best to play in a place where you won't be disturbed. Ground rule number 5. Make sure all lights are off in your play space. The dim light of an electronic clock or some other small light source is fine, just as long as it's still dark. Ground rule number 6. Do not leave at any time during the game. You've blocked off all of your exits and you'd basically be walking straight into your demise if you attempted to leave. Ground rule number 7. It's best if you're well rested when attempting the game. Trying to play while fighting off sleep will put you at a major disadvantage. Do not fall asleep. It's basically an automatic loss. Now that we got the ground rules out of the way, let's move on to how to start Cracked Doors. Once you've gotten all affairs in order, you're ready to play. To start off, you want to open all the doors in your space slightly, just enough to fit your fingers through. You will then want to sit in the center of the room, make sure furniture is out of the way if need be, and say, "Come and get me," in a soft whisper of a total of 3 times. This will summon your opponent. It's unclear what your opponent is, a ghost, a demon, a creature from another reality. Whatever it is, it's now in your presence. What you could have potentially see on the other side of those will be replaced with dark, oppressive void. It will be completely pitch black beyond your doors. You may even smell a foul odor if you get close enough. There is a chance that your opponent will not wish to play with you. For whatever reason that may be, your doors will slam shut. Wait a few minutes, and you should be safe to leave. Do not attempt the game again. It will remember you. The rules of the game are as follows. To win, you must survive until your opponent leaves. Your opponent will not leave until they have given up. You will know when the game is over, when the void on the other side of the doors is gone. Over the course of the game, your doors will slowly start to open on their own. You must try and keep these doors at their original cracked positions as long as you can. As the game progresses, the speed at which the doors will open will increase. It is believed your opponent will get frustrated as the game elapses and will be trying harder to get to you. You will find that it is impossible to close the doors completely. The entity will be keeping them open as you are both now bound by the rules of the game. Your opponent may attempt to speak with you. They may seem like an old friend or family member, begging you to open the door and enter the darkness. They may even try to offer you whatever you want. Money, good looks, fame. I shouldn't have to tell you that it's obviously a trick. Don't be a fool. If you start to hear soft singing, cover your ears and scream as loudly as you can. this should make the singing go away. The singing can drive you mad, which obviously isn't good, and will definitely affect your outcome of the game. If you let one of the doors completely open, you've lost. The dark void will completely swallow your room. The floors and walls will become pitch black, and you are now in the void, left to endlessly wonder until you are stripped of all hope, until you are ready to be digested. If you manage to succeed, the void will lift. Your opponent has left. You should be safe to leave the room, but as a precaution, you should wait a few minutes. Once the coast is clear, you're fine to do whatever you wish without the threat of letting the void in. Congratulations! You survived the horrors of the night. I hope it was worth it. You now have the bragging rights to claim that you have won a game against some horrific entity. Just be warned that it now knows who you are. You now have the bragging rights to claim that you have won a game against some horrific entity. Just be warned that it now knows who you are. Attempting the game again could show arrogance and anger the entity. The more you play with fire, the more likely you are to get burned. Many have tried this before, but most fail. They show up as children who were only seen again on missing child posters. The people who have won and then tried again are even more unlucky. You can see their stories all over the news and nightly broadcasts. If you are brave enough to try this, I congratulate you and encourage you to try your best to not lose. We all know what happens.